Have you ever felt small? Like your efforts, your faith, or your dreams are just too insignificant to make any real difference in the world. It's a feeling we all get sometimes. We look at the huge challenges around us, the big successes of others, and then we look at our own small beginnings and think, what's the point? If you've ever felt that way, I want to share a story that Jesus told. A story that completely flips that perspective on its head. It's found in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, and it's called the parable of the mustard seed. Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants, and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches." Let's break that down because it's packed with so much hope. First, Jesus compares the kingdom of heaven to a mustard seed. In that time and place, a mustard seed was proverbially the smallest seed anyone would plant. It's tiny. You could hold a bunch in your hand and barely feel them. This is a powerful image. Jesus is saying that God's work in the world and in our lives often starts in ways that look completely unremarkable, almost invisible. Think about it. A single act of kindness, a quiet prayer, a small step of faith, sharing a hopeful word with a friend. These things can feel like mustard seeds. They don't make headlines. They don't get 1,000,000 views. From the outside, they look like nothing. We might even be tempted to dismiss them ourselves. We think, what good can my small prayer do? Or, how can my tiny contribution change anything? But here's where the parable gets exciting. Jesus says the smallest of all seeds, when it's planted and allowed to grow, doesn't just become a plant. It becomes the largest of all garden plants, a tree. This isn't just a little bit of growth. It's an explosive, logic-defying transformation. The potential packed inside that tiny, insignificant-looking seed is immense. It's designed for greatness. This tells us something profound about God. He specializes in starting small. He doesn't need grand gestures or massive movements to begin his work. He just needs a seed. He just needs something to be planted. That planting is an act of faith. The man in the parable took the seed and planted it. He didn't just look at it and say, "Well, this is too small." He put it in the ground, trusting that it would do what it was created to do. Our faith, our small acts of obedience, our quiet moments of service, when we plant them, we are entrusting them to God's hands. We do our small part, and then God brings the growth. And the growth He brings is always beyond what we could ever expect or imagine. What starts as a private whisper of faith can grow into a testimony that shouts from the rooftops. What begins as a small group of people meeting to pray can become a community that changes a whole city. The final part of the parable is so beautiful. The mustard seed grows into a tree so large that the birds come and perch in its branches. This isn't just about getting big for the sake of being big. The growth has a purpose. It creates shelter, a place of rest, and a home for others. When our faith grows, it doesn't just benefit us. It becomes a blessing to the people around us. Our strength becomes a refuge for those who are weary. Our hope becomes an inspiration for those who are struggling. The growth that God brings through our small beginnings creates a positive impact that ripples out and provides a safe haven for others. So the next time you feel like what you have to offer is too small, remember the mustard seed. Don't despise your small beginnings. Don't underestimate the power of a single step of faith. Plant that seed. Water it with prayer. Trust God with the outcome. You have no idea what kind of mighty tree He might grow from it, or how many lives will one day find rest in its branches. Your smallness, when placed in God's hands, holds the potential for extraordinary things. Thanks so much for watching. If this message encouraged you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the incredible hope found in these ancient stories. See you next time